country can be very stressful sometimes, if not most of the times. In the UAE, you get stressed almost all the time. Now, I shall be giving you today some few points on how to overcome the stress in UAE. Not 100%, but somehow, with what you will get from me today, you can manage, you can be able to manage the stress that we encounter here in this country. Now, there are two main points where we get stressed. Now, for you to get stressed, it has to do with the people you interact with, the places you go to every day. These are where the stress comes from. Now, I shall be picking some few of those places, and we shall be looking at how you get stressed about the area where you find yourself and how you can overcome them. Okay, here in Dubai, when we get here, from wherever we must have migrated from, and we find ourselves here, we get a job. We get a job. Some of you, when you hear we get a job, now those who have been in UAE, they can begin to know where I'm coming from. Okay, in the UAE, you can get stressed or in Dubai, you can get stressed in two particular areas. One, from your job site. Secondly, from your accommodation, be it in a live-out accommodation or live-in. Live-out accommodation is when your company permits you to stay outside while working with them. Or live-in accommodation is when your company permits you, or they don't permit you to stay out, they provide an accommodation for you. That is the difference. But be it any of these, you get stressed in your accommodation. That is a simple fact. Okay, let's look at how you get stressed in your accommodation. Let's start with the accommodation. When we travel to the UAE, we come from different countries. From all over. This country has more than 200 different nationalities. So the probability that you will find yourself in an accommodation with different nationalities is very high. 90% is very sure. Okay. Now, these different nationalities, they come with different attitudes and different characters. It's not because, in most cases, it's not because they want to be that way. It is because it is because of the way they were brought up in their country. So you cannot expect them to behave as the same as you do. You come from different backgrounds, from different countries, from different, sometimes from different continents even. So the characters, the behavior, there are so many differences. So you get stressed with all this. Now, look at your accommodation, for instance. If you are in a live-in accommodation or live-out, they are just the same thing. There is just little difference with them, which is not really that significant. But there is so many things in common, because in living out or living in, there's chances that you stay with different nationalities, like I've said. So, how do you manage staying with different people with different attitude? That is where the stress comes from. Sometimes sometimes your roommate may be doing something that does not please you. You are very unpleasant with what is going on, but he or she is not aware of that, because from where he's coming from, it seems very normal and okay with them. Okay, that is the problem. You get stressed in a live-in or in a live-out accommodation, wherever you find yourself. Different behaviors. There are some people, there are some nationalities that when they cook, barely getting the smell or the aroma of their food, you can vomit. You feel like throwing up. Now, we cannot conclude that their food is bad. No, that is not it. It is because from where they come from, they have different kind of spices which they use in making their food. Now, when they cook this food, the aroma becomes very unpleasant. Now, these are some of the things that stressed you up. Maybe you were having a peaceful evening, sitting, and somebody moved in with a kind of something smelling. No, that one is minute. Even you can wave that, you can move aside, you can move out, you can go somewhere. Now, some other kind of nationalities, since people are living in the same room, to maintain order is a difficult task. You may want to sleep and someone is there busy playing music at the top of the volume, disturbing you. That's how you get stressed here. Okay? At night, people are sleeping. Some others are busy with their phone, making calls, loud call in the room. You get stressed. And you have just come back from work and you are tired. You want to get some sleep, preparing for the next day. And this is happening. That's how you get stressed. In the accommodation or where you people live, because guys, I forgot to tell you one thing. If you are not in the UAE, if you are somewhere that you have not been to the UAE, look, in an accommodation in the UAE where we live, many people will not tell you this, but let me be sincere. It is the chances that you will find a room that you have just 2 people or 3 is very low. Now, in accommodation, we are usually packed up, at least 8, 10, 12, 15 people in a single room. Now, imagine yourself in a single room, 15 of you, and you're not from the same nationality. There is a lot of difference between you guys. People have different behavior, different character, so that is the problem. Somebody wants to sleep, somebody is disturbing. Somebody is time to go work, someone is the time for the person coming back from work. So you get stressed in your accommodation. Now, those are the different stress that you get in accommodation. Some people are very loud. Some people, their food are very unpleasant. Some people, they cannot follow simple order in a room. Some people, when you are sleeping, that is when they want to wake up. Okay, things like that. That is the stress that we get here in the UAE as far as accommodation is concerned. Now, let me give you some overcoming such stress where you live. There is just one solution. Okay, just one solution. There might be other sub solutions, but this is the major solution. How you can overcome such stress. Now, you must have some degree of tolerance. You must be as tolerant as possible. That means that's the only way you can succeed in the overcoming such stress. Because let me tell you, people with their different character, if you try to approach them, some people even in a polite manner, they will see it as an offense. They are coming from a different background, different country, different nationality. So their understanding is not really that much. you might be talking to somebody and the person thinks that you are shouting, or maybe the person thinks that you are, So they don't think that you can try to, because these are the mistakes I made. I used to think that most of the time you can approach someone who has done something wrong to you, and or who have done something which is abnormal. For instance, if they say calls are not allowed inside the room, if you want to make your call, you should go outside and make your call. Someone is violating that rule and is busy making call at the top of his voice inside that room, and you feel like, oh, I want to talk to this person, please. It is not allowed, bro. Not allowed to do calls inside here. Now you are coming in a polite manner to try and remind that person. Maybe he has forgotten the rules and the regulation of the room. But some nationalities, they see it as an offense. They quickly, immediately retaliate. They feel that you are like trying to order them around. You are like trying to give them. You are like trying to, They feel that you are like being a father, telling them what to do and what not to do. No, that is not what you are trying to do. You are trying to, maybe to remind them that this is not allowed, and they will quickly retaliate and start shouting at you, and that's where people will pick up a fight or argument, something like that. These are things that I've experienced. I've had such things. The AC in the room can be very cold, and you are there, you don't want you cold AC, you want the normal temperature. And some people are there, there is a lot that we encounter in this country, especially as living in a single room is concerned. There is only one way you can live here and avoid that stress, that tension, that comes with living in an accommodation. Tolerance. You have to learn how to let go, at least 90% of the time. Because even though there are some cases that you just cannot let go. You need to say something. But if you make out most of your time to ignore so many things, I'm telling you, must have solved a lot of problems as far as stress in this country is concerned on your part. You must have given yourself some time to relax by letting others do what they want to do whatsoever. Tolerance. Tolerate. Somebody is doing something that does not. If you feel like this person is the type that if you want to talk to him, the person will retaliate and he will shout back at you and will cause all sorts of problems, just let it be. It is not easy, though. I know it's not easy. Okay, most often you feel pissed off. Why is this guy doing like this? Why should this guy just come in the house and just switch on the light when people are sleeping? Why should this guy just walk inside the room and just start making call at the top of his voice at 1 o'clock in the night when people are sleeping? Tolerate it. Especially, you must have lived in that room, and some people, and for the few length of time that you have stayed with them, how they, their behavior, their character, the kind of things that they do, how they react. Such people, you just know how to deal with them. You tolerate them. You let them be. Sometimes some of them will come to their senses and realize that not by you talking to them. Okay, that's just there are other ways that you can deal with situations as far as living in accommodation is concerned. But take it from me, the one and very effective way is tolerance. To me, thank you for being there till the end of this video. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. And please don't forget to like this video, share with your friends, your colleagues, wherever you are. Give it a thumbs up. Peace.
First I give you my love, tell me no be so. Now I give you my heart, you break it. Here I want me no be so. The way you do me, girl, I cannot lie. True love, no the lie. I can see it in your eyes. The way